Okay. All right, so welcome to another great episode of Doc Talk right here on Vikilonia Radio, which is, of course, your very first #1 radio and podcasting station that deals solely for your listening pleasure. All right, all of my remains Vikilonia, of course, the queen of the MRC. And I'm welcoming you officially to this great episode of Doc Talk, a program where we get to talk about everything and anything that has to do with your health and to the well-being. Is someone excited? Let me hear the round of applause again. Yeah. All right, bring it down. Thank you, bring it down. I know you're super excited, bring it down. All right, so today on Doc Talk, the topic is anal cancer. Anal cancer. Someone is going to ask, anal cancer? Is that even a disease? Yes, it is a disease. Does it even exist? Of course it does exist. I mean, if it didn't exist, I wouldn't be bringing it up here, talking about it, because I wouldn't want to waste your time now, would I? Okay, so I was going through Facebook this morning, and I came across a post where a girl said she was going through some sort of issues with her anus, like she was having some sort of itches around her anal area, and she finds it quite difficult to sit down properly without having to feel the need to stick her hands in there and do this scratch. Okay, so somehow my curiosity was piqued, so I went on Google to find out what causes anal itching, and that was how I came across the topic anal cancer. And when I read through the topic, I was told that lots of people in the world are going through such situations, and there are also lots of people who are not aware about it. Okay, so I'm like, you know what? Vikilonia Radio is solely for your listening pleasure, and I will be doing such a bad thing if I don't talk about it and if you don't know about it. Now, you should clap for me because I just did something good, didn't I? Yeah. Okay, now moving on to the topic proper. Anal cancer is real and it does exist. So what is anal cancer? According to dictionary definition and Wikipedia, it says anal cancer is a disease in which malignant meaning cancer, in which malignant cells form in the tissues of the anus. Okay, being infected with the human papillomavirus. I'm going to take that again. Being infected with the human papillomavirus, that's HPV, increases the risk of developing anal cancer. Signs of anal cancer include bleeding from the anus or rectum or lump near the anus. All right, so I will take that again. What exactly is anal cancer? Anal cancer is a disease in which malignant cells form in the tissues of the anus. That's unwanted cells form around, when you just use your fingers to feel around your anus, you just begin to feel some sort of unwanted flesh around it, you understand? Or you feel like you're having some lumps or some sort of boils, stuff that look like rashes or boils, or they look like pimples. Hey, you need to go check yourself. Okay, I don't wish you anal cancer, but you need to check yourself. That is why it's always advisable that you do test regularly, frequently, and all the time, in order to know exactly what's wrong with your body at all times. Okay, so back to anal cancer. It is a disease in which malignant cells form in the tissues of the anus. Okay, the anus is where stool leaves your body. That is where you poo-poo. That is where you go take a shite. You understand? That is where the shite comes from. All right, so the anus is where stool leaves your body. When you have to use the bathroom. Now, let me just show you something. That the anus is made up of your outer layers, it's made up of outer layers of your skin, and it's also made up of the end of your large intestine. Do you know that your anus is actually the end? It's like the tube end, the end of a long tube which happens to be your large intestine. Did you know that? Well, if you didn't know, now you know. Okay, so the anus is made up of the outer layers of your skin and the end of the large intestine. Now, anal cancer is a disease in which cancerous cells form in the tissues of the anus. Okay, so now I hope you understand that. Now, anal cancer is very rare. All right, it is even more common it's a very rare thing. It's a very rare disease. It doesn't happen all the time. It doesn't happen to everyone, but then it does happen. You don't know what if it's gonna happen to you or not, and that's the reason why there's what we call the prevention methods for every problem and for every disease. Now, what exactly are the causes of anal cancer? The fact that it's very rare does not mean that it doesn't happen. Okay, now for those people it happens to, something must have caused it. Okay, now smokers run a high risk of having anal cancer. People who smoke heavily and smoke a lot, they have high risk of having anal cancer. And also people who practice anal sex. Okay, anal sex. Yes, those people who practice anal sex, they have the high risk of having anal cancer. For those people who already have herpes virus, okay, they also run the high risk of having anal cancer. Okay, so if you know the causes of herpes virus, okay, it could also lead. It's also part of the causes of anal cancer when you smoke too much, when you're always involved, when you are a lover of anal sex, okay, and then also well, herpes virus is sexually transmitted. It is not confirmed if anal virus is sexually transmitted, but it could be sexually transmitted, especially when you practice anal sex. You get it right? Okay. All right. Now, so you you also run a high risk of having this anal cancer if you have the herpes virus, or if you're the type who has so many sexual partners. If you have so many sexual partners who love anal sex a lot, it's a high risk for you. It's a high risk for you to have anal cancer. I don't want you to have it, and that's the reason why I'm bringing up this topic. Now, what are the symptoms of anal cancer? Symptoms of anal cancer includes bleeding, pain or lumps in the anal area when you're bleeding from your anus. Jeez, just go to the toilet and you want to take a shot and what comes out is like blood. Oh my God, I'm shivering. Okay, all right. When you're bleeding, okay, and then when you feel unnecessary pains, you want to take a shot and you feel this blood kind of pain and you're literally struggling to give birth to the poo, Okay, when you have difficulties in taking a shite, and when you also have pains all over your anus. Hey, baby, boy, girl, you need to go check yourself, okay? Okay, and then when you begin to have lumps, unwanted flesh, when your anus is swollen, swollen parts of your anus is swollen in some parts, that is a sign of, or that is a symptom of anal cancer. All right, when you're always having anal itching, that place is always itching you're always scratching, it looks like you should go get a shovel and, scrape the skin off your skin. Okay. All right, when you're having anal itching, yes, you feel the need to scratch all the time, that could be a symptom of anal cancer. Also, when you begin to have some sort of discharge, whitish, yellowish, reddish, whatever kind of discharge, your anus is not supposed to be discharging some discharge, but, well, the only discharge you're supposed to discharge is your shite, your poo-poo. Okay, but when it begins to discharge something else, run to the laboratory and get yourself tested. You just might have anal cancer. Look, I said it as I said it. Okay, all right. Okay, so, of course, you can go to the laboratory to, test yourself, whether you have anal cancer or not. Doctors use tests that examine the anus, to diagnose anal cancer. These sort of tests, they include physical exam, endoscopy, ultrasound, and biopsy. Okay, these are all medical terms. I'm not going to launch into all the explanations, but just know that these are the tests. Which is, I'm not a medical person, so I can begin to give you all the definite, all that. But just know that these are the those are the test procedures that they go through. Please, I tried. A round of applause for me, Joe. Okay. So, of course, thank you. Okay, so doctors use these test methods. Once again, it could be physical examination, it could be what we call endoscopy, it could be what we call ultrasound, or another thing we call biopsy. Okay, so these are the test procedures that the doctors could use, to check to examine you. Okay, so of course there are treatments. Yes, there are treatments, but I can't really say there's a cure. Okay, because if anal cancer is just anal cancer, if the anal cancer is just anal cancer, then probably there's a huge there probably might be a cure. But if your anal cancer is as a result of the fact that you have herpes virus, there is no cure. It can only be managed. Okay, all right. Of course, that would be your doctor who tell you how to go through the management. But treatments for anal cancer include radiation therapy, okay, chemotherapy, and surgery. Okay, radiation therapy, chemotherapy, and surgery. Okay, I can't really. It can't really be said that it has a total cure, but it can be managed. Okay, but then come on, prevention is far better than cure. So please, instead of opting to have anal cancer and get a surgery to try to wipe it out, how about you not even have anal cancer at all, right? Good. So what you should do to prevent anal cancer: stop having too many sexual partners, run away from anal sex. You don't need it. Hey, the vagina is where sex is supposed to happen. Please, I don't know who in the world told you guys that anal sex is like the new sex. Damn. Ew. Well, please stop involving in anal sex, okay? It could give you anal cancer because it is part of the reasons, or rather it's part of the causes of anal cancer. Okay, and don't smoke. Stop smoking, okay? Even if you are an addicted, a smoke addict, could it try to go through rehab so that you can help yourself? Because anal cancer is not something you want to have. Just go through Google. Okay, go to Google, type anal cancer, go to images, and God help you. What you're going to see, you would see a cigarette and you would run for your dear life. Okay, so avoid it. Okay, prevention is far better than cure. So tell me, who enjoyed my show? Yeah, I know you did. Okay, so thank you so much. Hello, do I have to ring the bell? Okay, bell. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for being a part of the show right here, because I really enjoyed it. I don't know about you, but of course you should have enjoyed it. All right, all of Mr. Remains Vicky Lonia, the queen of the MRC, and I have been your host right here on Doc Talk. Okay, so if you know that you enjoyed the topic, please go down to the comment section of this podcast and drop your comments. And please share this podcast to other people, so that they can listen to it and they can know that anal cancer is real and they will know what to do about it. All right. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. Let's do this again. Doc Talk will be coming your way again soon enough. Alright, tune in again later on by 2 p.m. because I've got another great program coming up right here on Vicalonia Radio, of course, which is solely here for your listening pleasure. I might be leaving you with this song by Kizania titled Sofa. Take it away.